Everybody. Well, we're coming to you from a hotel room in Philadelphia before we all go our separate ways after WrestleMania 40 weekend, which was truly historic. Probably one of the best WrestleManias I've ever seen in watching the WWE for decades. Certainly, LJ said it was the best he has seen.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. We were there live last night at Lincoln Financial Field. I don't know if you saw us. We popped on here before the second night of WrestleMania 40 to give you our reactions from the previous night. But we were in the press box the entire weekend. Yes, I do have a contusion on my nose. I did take a terrible fall in the press room on
The
night
food
one.
was just so good, he couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I literally missed a step trying to get back to our row that we were seated in. It was very dark and I did not see it. And I ended up bashing my nose onto a chair, but the chair saved the fall. I'm telling everybody I have a rock bottom. I got rock bottom by the Rock. So this story is to be continued, but that's why you see this. I hope they don't get us for graphic violence.
No, I don't think so.
Anyways, quickly, we only have a few minutes before we all have to get our flights and leave Philadelphia to go home. But last night was amazing. Probably the best night of WrestleMania we have seen. Let's start quickly with the opening match, which we both thought was insane, between Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship. Going in, Seth was the champ. The funny thing was, LJ and I had talked exactly how we thought would happen. Maybe would happen in like our best scenario. Actually happened.
Yeah, I mean, first it started off with two great entrances. Seth's was great with all those people dancing around, which was hilarious. And then it starts off with a Claymore kick to start the match. I was like, oh my God,
it's over.
That's how, and honestly, I wouldn't have minded that a little bit. It would have been a little, like, because the match was really good, so we wouldn't have gotten any of that, but it would have been pretty funny. But then, we get a long match. It was honestly like it felt like an extended squash match because he really did beat the crap out of Seth for 20 minutes and kept kicking out, eventually couldn't. And then we get a great moment with Seth crying. That was absolutely amazing.
But I would want to say he turned to me in the press room and went, "Is this a squash match?"
Yeah,
because it happened so far. And I actually for one moment thought that was correct because we knew Seth was not 100% coming out of night one with.
It would have made a lot of sense.
It would have made perfect sense, but that didn't happen. So, anyways, amazing match between Seth and Drew, and then Drew wins, goes out to the announce table to confront CM Punk, who is there. I did not hear the exchange from the press room of what was said. Obviously, he went after Punk. Punk lost his shit and started beating the crap out of him.
Takes the
brace off, meaning that is he healed?
I don't know, because he still hit him with his left hand, so he didn't want to do anything with his right hand, which means he's still injured.
So maybe he's still injured,
but not as injured as
we think.
He still could have done a little physical stuff, which he did, or he just didn't give a crap.
So he went after Drew. Now, backing up one thing, I guess I'd say Seth had left by that time, so Seth was crying. He lost. It was terrible. It was so sad, but that's how great Seth was. So he leaves, and then Damian Priest comes running out.
Music hits, and
Luis loses
the crowd. The crowd went crazy. I mean, I'm so happy the crowd gave Damian his moment as well. I'm glad they didn't boo and do any of that because it made a lot of sense. And today I saw that he held the Money in the Bank for the longest time ever for a man.
Seth, wait.
Damian held the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Oh, for the longest time.
Yeah, that was the longest time they ever had it. So it was really cool to see him finally get his moment. I think Damian deserves it. I don't know how long he's going to hold it, but I think it'll be a nice, quick, fun title run after a long Seth Rollins reign that we had.
Right. Now, I'm convinced Seth is turning bad. Nobody's believing me, but that he was completely broken down by the end of that match emotionally. He loses the match. This Drew McIntyre, we decided, does not really need a belt.
No,
he's got so many feuds. Yeah. And he's got so many feuds.
Yeah, Punk and Drew is main event PLE. So I'm sure that's what we're gonna get next.
Is it Clash of the Castle?
I don't think Punk's gonna be cleared by that. I think that's the SummerSlam match in my opinion. That's a match big enough.
But Drew has to have some big match.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna probably do a little Drew Damian feud for a little bit for the title that he cost him, and then they're gonna, I think, and then they'll go Punk.
Or he wins it back.
I think he's
Drew
gonna
wins it back at Clash at the Castle
in
that's
Scotland,
it. That's
where he's from. Yeah, that's his bigger moment.
So he goes for Damian and him, Clash at the Castle, and wins it back.
Yeah, that's two PLEs from now.
Two PLEs. It gives Punk more time to heal before
and it gives
going
Damian a little title reign of 60 days to benefit him.
I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think you're right. All right, then we had the Street Profit thing was interesting because didn't Snoop Dogg come in and Bubba Dudley was the special referee?
It was one of those quick matches, Extreme Rules match. They gave us what we wanted, and it was over. I mean, there was nothing more really in that match that is going to extend past this Mania. So it was, and we all like Bobby Lashley, so he gets his little WrestleMania moment as well.
LA Knight versus AJ Styles. The crowd was firmly behind LA Knight. It was hard for me to see the match. But
that match specifically, which is weird because like all the other ones we saw most of, like this one just felt like they didn't leave the ring. You know what I mean? So it was I think that's a match I 100% want to watch back on TV to really get the feel, because everyone was saying how good it was, and I didn't get that feeling just because I didn't get to see most of it. So I definitely think.
But wait, when we say not to see most of it, explain. We're up in the press box. We're in our view, even though it's like this amazing like overview. You see everything. There is a pole that the wrestling ring is held up on, and then above it is screens, but those are held up with certain kind of scaffolding. And when you're in our position, you can't really necessarily see it. So we were trying to watch a monitor, the thing, and that. Yeah. So there's perks to it, and then it's difficulty at times to see. Then we had Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens, which I thought was pretty good. And I really thought, I'm so glad Logan retained, because I think he should have.
Yeah, it was great. It was a longer match than I thought it was going to be. It was almost 30 minutes, and it was very entertaining.
And who's your boy from Prime?
Yeah, Speed
showed up.
Is in the Prime bottle, gets RKO'd by Randy Orton, which was great. It was pretty funny. He posted a picture on his Instagram after and said WWE is real, like of him with a neck brace on, which is
that's funny. Funny. That's really funny.
You know, Logan showed out again and just keeps proving people wrong about him not being a WWE superstar. And I think he's a top 5 talent on the roster, just athletic wise. Like, he's just that good. And I don't know if you saw it on Instagram or Twitter, but I did. And that frog splash he did at the end, he might have been the best frog splash ever.
I have never seen it. It was the most elevated.
I don't understand how he got that high.
It was so high. So I was like soaring through the air, and you could watch it a million times. It was amazing. He's an amazing wrestler. I think he deserves to retain the title. I think he has to. Now I wonder who he'll.
I think it's an LA Knight Logan Paul feud at SummerSlam. I think that's what we're getting.
Okay.
And then we have Bayley and Iyo
Sky. Well, I have to tell you, what was so great about the Bayley match is in the press box, everybody was rooting for Bayley.
Like more than like anybody.
I feel like more than Cody. Like they were literally so excited.
Yeah.
They loved Bayley. They wanted this for Bayley. The fans did too, but I think the press box.
Yeah, it was cool being in there. It was a different atmosphere. We really felt like everybody wanted her to finally get her moment. And you know, the match was really good. I definitely think it was main event worthy. If we didn't get the tag match yesterday, on Saturday, I definitely think Bayley, Iyo Sky could have main evented and won, which I know was kind of the plan at first. The match was great. Iyo had a crazy reversal on the Rose plant, and she flipped forward. It was awesome.
And then she also came off. She did fly in the sky.
Yeah.
But Bayley's finisher was the elbow right off the rope. She came down off the top rope.
And then picked her up in the Rose plant.
Rose plant.
Yeah.
My favorite new opening is Bayley's.
Yeah,
I love the new entrance. So it's obviously she's got the title run now, new entrance. She's kind of
it's like Egyptian teams, which I don't really understand.
I don't know that part. I just liked it. I thought it looked kind of cool. And what did it say about her?
She's the role model. Yeah, so that's her new gimmick.
She's the role model. Right. So obviously it'll be interesting to see who she runs up against.
I think this feud goes past this. I think they're going to fight a couple more times. Her and Iyo. I don't think this is over yet.
You think
I can see Bayley and Iyo going back and forth for a little bit.
Yeah.
And Damage Control. And then I think that leads to down the road that's going to play into Jade and Bianca turning on each other.
Do you want to know? Yeah.
I think that's how it's going to all go.
I was going to say, do you know what was really interesting? We only have a few more minutes to do this. what was really interesting is I loved how everyone, until the final match, there really was no interference. People really just wrestled straight up, and they left their
it's because I think they knew what was coming up at the end, so they didn't want to like overdo it. It made the end so much better.
But also, do you think at Mania, don't you feel sometimes it is like that? I'm leaving you in the back.
Yeah,
where it's literally,
and that's how it should be. It always, and that they used to not do that as much. So I'm glad they do it now because it makes sense.
Also, we'll get to the big match now, and then we'll go back to one last thing. So we get Cody Roman, biggest match of insane.
2 insane entrances.
Insane.
You know, Cody comes up.
I think Cody's I liked better this time.
Has the mask on. Brandy comes out, gets a huge pop.
Brandy.
First appearance ever for Brandy on live TV.
On WWE.
Yeah, for WWE, which was great.
Maybe her contract was up with AEW. Yep. It was great. His entrance was great. And then I loved Roman's, of course, had the choir or the orchestra.
It was a choir. Yeah.
That's right.
It made him feel like the end game. Like this is what he has to, the final boss, I guess. That's what The Rock calls himself.
So the match starts. It starts a little slow.
And I gotta say, and I'm gonna say, before all this stuff happened, I think they were having still a crazy match just in ring. Like they were having a great match. Like the in ring, they have great chemistry. Cody and Roman, amazing chemistry in the ring, and they've only fought twice, and that sucks because I wish they could fight more.
Right? Isn't that true?
Yeah, like I wish they fought more.
All of these, the 2 years,
they fought twice.
So the chemistry is amazing. The match was going along, and then we're sitting here trying to figure out like who's the first in the bloodline.
And it makes sense that it's Jimmy because
it built, but they built it.
Yeah.
Right. So Jimmy comes in, doesn't quite work out because Jay comes down.
It's another loud pop.
A loud pop.
Has a segment that was better than their entire match yesterday on Saturday.
It was so much better.
Spears him off the ramp onto a table. And then that's done. And then, of course, I call Solo's coming. Yeah.
So Solo comes in, does multiple Samoan spikes to Cody.
Kicks out of both.
Cody kicks out of both of them. And he's like, and he's trying to get Roman, like, come on.
Yeah.
And so I thought, like, at that moment, it was like Solo was, like, pissed at Roman.
Yeah,
like, I did all this for you, and you're not fucking get up.
Get up.
So I thought that set something up a little bit, potentially. And then, of course, The Rock comes.
No, John Cena.
John
Cena's music hits. And I lose my shit.
So let me tell you what happened. John Cena's music hits, and the screen is like, what? We're gonna play that on social media for you.
Yeah.
So because that's his guy.
Yeah.
He goes crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So does some other press people. Yeah. Everybody's like, so John Cena comes out,
takes out Solo. Gives Roman an attitude adjustment,
but takes out Solo. And if we remember, he lost Cena to Solo Sikoa. That was the last match.
Yeah, and a terrible match.
The worst match.
Didn't do anything for Solo, it
made Cena look bad.
And we went on there a few days later and said how stupid the match was.
It was terrible. So he gets some revenge there. Then
takes out Roman, goes out, gives Solo the AA into the table, and then I don't know if you saw the cinematography of them panning in front of Cena's face, and then in the back you see The Rock's music hit. And right when The Rock's music hit, everything just comes back to me about watching them two fight 10 years ago, back-to-back Manias. My idol against my mom's idol got to fight each other, and then we get it. And once I see The Rock walking down, I'm like, oh my God, we're going to get the stare down one more time.
And there was the stare down. And the stare down, the other thing I kept thinking is, remember all that animosity that in the press between the two, in like real life, that, you know, John said he wasn't accepting Rock's, you know, they didn't accept him and how he would critique him. And so it's kind of like this big stare down. They have the stare down. He does, hold on a minute. Wait, I'm so stupid, guys. I actually have that. But go ahead.
And another thing that I was so excited to see was like seeing that. Like I got to see the last time The Rock. I was there in attendance for The Rock and Cena's last match. So like being able to see this 10 years later was just like mind-boggling to me. Like, it didn't make any sense why like this is a thing. Like it was more than like just watching wrestling. It really was.
And then we get this. So all of a sudden, Cena's down. Rock puts him down. Undertaker's music hit. Rock is looking at the
loudest pop of the night.
He's looking at the ramp. But of course, Undertaker pops up behind him.
Great.
And he's like, "You son of a bitch," or whatever.
And then I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if you can tell. You have to watch it back or anybody else. if you listen to on the TV broadcast of when The Rock is facing the other way, you can hear Heyman screaming, "Turn around! Look! Look!" And he turns around and the Undertaker's there, and it was absolutely
and what was
insane.
so great, he basically rock bottoms him.
Yeah.
Gives him a choke slam, throws him down, and then
disappears.
Goes black, and he's gone.
And it cuts to Roman holding the chair in between Cody and Seth, which is what the big moment of the match was.
Right. So this is what drove me nuts, and I was trying to get clarification on this. I was like, where is Seth? So from my viewpoint, I could not tell what was happening. When I finally get clarification from LJ and I watch it back, I understand. Like, this is great storytelling. You have Seth on one side of the ring laid out and Cody on the other. He gets the chair from what Seth had brought in the ring, but never was able to use because
Roman took him out.
He has one decision to make. Am I going to pop Cody
and win the title back?
Or am I going to get revenge on Seth Rollins
after 10 years?
After 10 years of betraying him in the Shield, because they were together in the Shield. He chooses Seth. So in classic storytelling, if you look at how it was built, it was like
he chose what he wanted. Like, that was more important to him than the title.
Revenge was more important to him than the title.
Because they've done this whole storyline about how Seth is the one who created this Roman character, because Roman was never able to get over the betrayal of the Shield, because and he's also been very open. Like, even on his documentary that just came out, Roman said, he's like, I never wanted the Shield to break up. If it was my decision, we would never would have broken up ever. So that obviously plays a big part in who he is as the character he is now, and he has to always have his family near him because he got betrayed by his so-called family, which was the Shield. Right. And when he hit him with the chair, he fell exactly how Roman fell when Seth hit him. So it was just great.
It was great. That part was great. And then Cody took advantage. Was there multiple Cody cutters?
They did the three. He finally hit the 3 in a row because he never got the hit.
He never got the hit. So he just 3 in a row. Roman goes down. Heyman is like, oh my God, in the corner. And this historic run, which I believe is the 4th longest of all time, has now come to an end. He was only
like 3 months away from Hogan, but it didn't matter. It was a better reign than that. That is the best title reign of all time. And I don't care how long Bruno Sammartino held it. He didn't do this. So
it truly was the best. It truly was the greatest.
And I think even though I wanted Cody to win, I think there's going to be a few times where we're like, damn, this might be a little more entertaining if Roman still had it.
Well, you know what I mean? I have to say, as I told LJ in the thing, every time they go to a shot, it's the same thing I say every time we do this and Roman has a match. His expressions in the ring, on camera, playing to the camera and knowing how to do it are the best there is. Like, he's so good at being like, screw you, I'm upset. Oh my, every emotion is played out in his face. And it's not so overdone, but it's enough to really do it. And I think really key to a successful reign in WWE is, how do I play to these cameras so they show what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
Because
and he has that mastered.
Mastered.
So then we get Cody's big celebration in the ring.
And then let's talk about that. So it's over. We are like, it's over. Cody's finished the story.
All the faces come out.
But the family comes out, Mama Rhodes and sister, everything. And then some of the good guys came out.
It was basically all of them. I mean,
the main good guys.
LA Knight, Jey Uso, Randy Orton, John Cena comes back in the ring. CM Punk comes out.
But Seth is not really there. He's kind of like,
I think he was just playing into him being his Shield and being hurt, and he did all this for Cody, and he really did. Like Seth, people are talking about, like, he really gave up everything for Cody. He did. Right.
And so now the story, in my opinion, is Seth is going to turn heel and go after Cody. Their handshake at the end was not the best. It was kind of like,
I don't agree. I just don't think it would make no sense. It would make no sense. Why would he do all this just to turn on him? He would have turned on him before.
But how are you going to have Seth and Cody as 2 baby faces now with Cody?
But we saw Seth and Cody so many times. We don't need to see it again. That's why I don't. Cody has so many feuds lined up
with who?
Gunther.
Oh yeah.
Roman. Rock. We're getting that eventually. I think we're getting Randy Orton. Cody is going to be a big feud.
All I can say,
that's going to be a big one.
Don't discount what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, you thought it was going to happen yesterday, and it didn't.
Well, I think it built up to that. Hold on. Everything fell apart for Seth. So my guess is maybe happen tonight. Maybe it'll happen.
I don't know. I just don't think personally, I think storytelling, it just doesn't make any sense.
So what happens to Seth?
I just think he's going to slowly go into a different feud with somebody else. I don't see him turning on the guy that he just did everything for. I think he's okay with what he did because he did it for a reason. I mean, he came out and was his Shield, exactly what he said.
But if you were the guy that, oh, right, he took the hit for him
twice,
so don't you think he would say to him, "You owe me"?
Well, yeah, maybe they'll have a match, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a complete, because I just think Seth is so much better right now with his character that if they turned him, I don't know how much sense it would make in the long run. But Raw does have all the guys that came out yesterday, which I thought was great. Every single one of the guys that came out to celebrate, besides Punk, lost to Roman and got screwed by the Bloodline.
That was a great. Now
every single one of them.
That's right.
CM Punk came out because I think they just wanted all the guys to come out, but literally every single
Cena
superstar
was there, right?
Yeah, Cena was there. Got screwed by the Bloodline.
Right. Anybody that got screwed
Jey
by the
Uso, LA Knight, Randy Orton, they all did. So it was Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. They were all there and they all got screwed. So it was really great. And I just thought this just cements how good Jey Uso is. The fact that he's
still there. He's still like by himself.
And he was so quick to turn on his family and just take out Jimmy. And I just thought it was great. And I think he deserves a nice like IC championship run if he gets to get a title against Sammy. I think that would be great.
Yeah. Well, that is our quick wrap reactions to WrestleMania 40 night 2 in the record book.
Both World Heavyweight Championships are in the Judgment Day, which is awesome.
So, but we had massive changes.
4 title changes.
4 changes over the 2 nights out of 6. And now it'll be
the right guys retained. I think Logan retaining and Rhea retaining makes the most sense.
Correct.
And then everybody else deserves to flip.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. We'll be back.
I'll be tuning in tonight. I know Michael's going to be a little.
I'll be in the air during the lunar eclipse. Apparently,
yeah.
I'm flying back to Los Angeles today, so I will not get to see Monday Night Raw live.
Yeah,
you will maybe.
Yeah, I'll be around.
So I guess I'll have to.
Yeah.
If there's anything massive, major, we'll figure it out. All right. Thanks, everybody. Check out our live stream and subscribe to the Michael Fairman channel for more What's Up Wrestling. Thanks.